insurance is if you can't raise the minimum required for a conventional mortgage, you have to apply through these other entities that will give you default insurance. Default insurance is, since you cannot pay the minimum required, it means your risk of defaulting could be high because hauna stable income. So these guys they underwrite your mortgage for you, and you must have that kind of insurance, such that if you default, the bank is protected. So there are those systems like that. And mortgage is could be it's a big endeavor, so you have to really plan for it, because it's a 25-30 year commitment. Asubuhi amenunua Tim Hortons, amenunua gas, amenunua, so in 1 month akona 30 transactions, na in that 1 month analipa every week. So he has activity going on.
Okay.
So there's more statistics being built.
So hata nikuulize sasa, build up on that. So tuseme nimeenda nikanunua TV.
Put that on your credit card.
$2,000 tuseme. Alafu nikuje nilipe tu mara moja, cause nasema credit. Hata nilipe nimalizane nayo, cause wase wengi wako hivyo, credit nataka tu malizane.
That's the best thing to do.
Na kuna mwenye nitafikiria niseme hata niweke payment za 200 per week.
No.
So sasa nikilipa zote mara moja. Pia nadai kujua venye una relate na professors, because ni notice hapa hivi, unlike home, hapa wase wana make hizo connections na maprof.
They are very I can't compare because I don't have any experience with professors at in Kenya, but personally they were available, sikupata hiyo drive ya kuenda. So I didn't really make a lot of connections to my professors. Some of them knew me, like kind of, sort of, but nikwambia like half of my degrees off YouTube. So nikienda naongea accent fulani na
nakwambia, so I don't get what you said.
I'm just like, I'm not coming to this class, I'm just gonna come for the exam, like what's up. So in a class like mwalimu anaongea accent, half of the class you're not understanding.
Manze, kama wewe ulikapitia hivyo, najaribu kuimagine like, cause kuna Japanese and Chinese students wao wanakuja, they are so smart, but they can't.
Pia wanatumia YouTube.
Mimi
nakwambia bro, university is coming ine kubwa mbaya sana. Like
I remember
majority of these folks ni YouTube.
I remember working with group members. When wow, to communicate now, it's so hard, but they have the ideas. So wangeweza kuandika the ideas, because they can write the English. Hata wanaweza translate to from their language. Alafu
my Indian friends
wana watch. Sasa mimi na present kwa nini? Tunapita na maisha.
My Indian friends wana watch the YouTube video in Hindu. And then waelewe kwanza. Alafu ndio wakuja sasa explain.
Manze,
uelewe kwanza. So if you can explain verbally, at least you can write it. Hivyo ndio tukasonga. Na hivyo ndio tukasonga.
Alafu ulikuwa sasa uliingia hii general arts, ulikuwa interested in economics, so ulienda kufanya economics degree.
My mind was not made up. That's why I chose general arts, because I didn't know, because I didn't even know what because kuna misconceptions mingi. Mse wanasema ati I have a bachelor of sana anaanza kusema ati I have a what's it called, bachelor of economics, bachelor of, so when I mention courses na si hivyo ndio ina work. There's a degree and then there's a concentration. So wase wanasema ati he did a bachelor of information systems. But that's not really what the bachelor is. It's either a bachelor of science, a bachelor of arts, so your system will be confused when I was choosing. So nikasema wacha tu niweke general ndio decide mbele. Na hivyo ndio nikafanya, nikakama hivi I was admitted to 2 faculties, arts and science. Kuja mimi nilikuwa arts hivi, nilikuwa napenda story ya kuandika. nikajaribu kwanza, sijui kama political science itaweza. Bro, hiyo reading, na kwanza nilifika nikasema bro, nimekula taabu mingi, wacha nikule raha kidogo. Sitaki historia ya kusoma hadi saa 8 ya usiku, hebu tutulie kidogo. Tushafika kidogo. Hizo reading zikaleta tafa msee, ziko kwa mob. Nikasema hata political science hata hainifurahishi. Sijui nilikuwa nataka nini kufanya law, nikaanza kuwatch suit sana, nikaanza kuona vile have inspector na behave like hata hawana maisha, hata hawana life. Nika cancel your story ya law. This is not a lawyer life. Nikafanya elective mbili za econ. You hata with that accent ya my professors, kaona this is content that I can relate to. Wacha tuifanye tuone itafanya wapi. So it was not a career decision, it was just a convenience.
So you not regret ama it's
no, not really, because I ended up in finance, right? It's not even that it was planned.
But so actually sasa niingie kwa transition.
Yeah.
Or actually before ufanye transition ulifanya some internships ukiwa
internships zangu zilikuwa za workni.
Ulizifanyia hapa?
Nilifanya moja hapa, nilifanya moja Kenya, nikafanya moja Sudan.
Oh, okay. So
na zikuwa they were not career internships. Ni zile tu shule imefungwa mzae, tafuta penye uta have fun, alafu get money.
Yeah, so hizi nini, how did you apply? Like how did you know about, because kuna wasewa wanauliza, nikiwa uni nataka internship, how do I apply to?
No, there are folks that are actually serious about their careers, and that is something that if I were to go back, that's what I would do. Like know from the get go what you want to study and where you want, including where you want to work, so that you can miss a plan. For a long time I have always been a short term kind of planner. It's high on me to get into the rhythm of planning long term, like after what I'm planning I can plan after that. Me plan yangu ilikuwa very short term. Make sure usifail hivi tu, pita hii manini, pata hiyo degree, after degree to figure out.
Yeah,
but that is a bad plan. That is not no plan. Wanasemanga not planning to not planning
to fail.
Yeah,
not
failing to plan is planning to fail. So I was having fun, but my undergraduate was perfect.
Yeah, man.
It was nice because my summers I did what I wanted to do. And
so ulikuwa una apply hizi manini?
No. First internship summer camp. Kwenda kusumbana na watoto 10, 12. But ilikuwa fun. Tulikuwa na boat ride kwa lake.
Kina Anto na Frank walivyoifanya hiyo stuff.
Una animate. It's munaenda kwa camp huko, mnachoma zinaitwaje hizi marshmallows. Watoto na wachapia stories za makwao. So it was so much fun, but again very energy intense. So I did it once, nikasema sitarudi. As in it's as good as it was, but sitarudi, it's too much. Alafu ya pili ndio tukarudi EGF kufanya hiyo mentorship program. Ya tatu nikaenda Sudan kuwork na ka NGO hapo, nifanye as in me na kuanga link to this NGO stuff and humanitarian thing. So somehow I always find myself involved. Nikasema acha tu nione tu Sudan, sijazoea sana, nilitoka kama mimi ni mtoto, acha nirudi nione ni nini nafanywa huko.
Yeah. So ukamaliza, how did the transition, ilikuwa easy? Cause
it wasn't easy bro, ilikuwa COVID bro. Nimepata degree yangu February 2020, alafu March ati lockdown. Na hata saa hiyo I wasn't applying. Like that's one thing I don't know. Like if you ask me why were you not applying for jobs, I have no idea.
Ulikuwa na work permit?
No, sikuwa nimetoa work permit bado. Work permit work permit nitoa January. Yeah, nilikuwa na work permit, but you don't need a work permit to apply. You just apply so long as you.
But si wanakuuliza hapo hivi kwa hiyo swali za mwisho, do you have a work permit?
But as but you know you will get it because of the system in place, especially in Canada, right? The postgraduate work permit it's almost straightforward. If you have respected those conditions, hakuna reason utapata. So I went to the border the same day and I got it. It was in January. So March ndio Senate wananipea degree yangu. February ndio Senate wananipea degree yangu, alafu March ati lockdown. Alafu saa hiyo ndio inaanza kunihit, ngoja, most of the applications I'm looking at ziko na requirements weird. Ati Microsoft Excel, ati we, kwani kitu nimesoma hii university 4 years
nakuja kufanya Excel.
Kwani ni mnahitaji nini? What you see, my internships were not related to my degree or my career. Even my career was not, I had never set on a path of I want to be a banker, or I want to be a finance, or I want to be venye tu nili decide I don't want to be a lawyer, ilishia hapo. So nilisema I don't want to be a lawyer, but siku make up mind nitakuwa nini. So nikasema acha tusikume venye nakuwa hapo. Sasa nikakuwa involved in some projects here and there. During 2020 COVID, there's a research institution at McGill. We were involved as research fellows tukadunga yoki to 2020. McGill waka launch the Transitions Project. Was I part of the Transitions Project? No. But the Transition Project I wasn't, because I was already involved with Billion 21. But sasa nakwambia it's good to plan. Mi maisha yangu vitu mingi zimenihapenia kibahati tu. I think I'm in this meeting where like people when wase retire, wase wanajiintroduce. Sasa msee amejiintroduce is a career banker, amework bank for 25 years. Nikakumbuka, wait a minute, mimi nilikuwa bank Equity, what happened?
Wow.
Ndio nikamshow jamaa, by the way, story ya bank inaendeleaje? Inakuwa ni career mufti. Iko poa. Nasema iko poa, iko sawa. Nikasema okay. Mimi naweza taka kuitry. Na hivyo ndio alini connect. Wallahi. Sikuwa dana. Mimi niko tu nimetulia tu.
Ilikuwa virtual meeting
hapo. It was a virtual.
Wow.
Yeah. Can introduce kwa wase huko, wase wakani contact, wakani show okay tudunge interview. Alafu nikapata job.
Kaingia 1 or 2 years later when employee of the year.
Yeah.
Well, noma na nimekuwa nikiona of late like all the time umekuwa tu ukichampion for inclusion sana kwa mambo ya finances. So unaweza tuambia more about it, because kuna msee anaelewa like ni barriers gani zenye msee mwenye kama ni refugee ana face maybe kunini hata investing, manage their finances, hata kupata access to finances in Canada.
Well,
and what you are doing like hata create to awareness.
Okay, first things, context ya Canada, wacha to divide context ya Canada na context in Africa. So tuseme, because nime kind of like sija go into details about my experiences in Kenya, but you can connect the dots. It was not a very smooth ride, right? Growing up in Kenya, coming to Kenya, growing up, coming here. Kitu ya kwanza, if you are a refugee in Kenya or a person that has displaced, just maze, whatever you're doing, put your best to it. Like if your only thing is to go to school, make sure you're going to school. I understand there are barriers to accessing schools, but if you have an opportunity to actually do school. That's come back to what I was saying, like God is Mungu anatengeneza unga, wewe chemsha tu maji na ukuwe na mwiko like make sure your arsenal, what you can control, you're in control of it. Things like documentation, make sure your documentation are good, such that when an opportunity come isikuwe ati umekuwa disqualified because of something that's external, something that you could have done but you didn't do.
Yes.
So if you lose an opportunity, let it be something that there was nothing you could do about it. Right? Because when I realized that I had done well in the KCSE, I was hopeful that the scholarships, the refugee scholarships, I was gonna find something, but I was blocked by documentation because my documentation had expired, and nobody told me that because I came as a kid, and nobody ever followed up. Nobody told me, oh, documents expire, or like I never thought of it. Mi kazi yangu ilikuwa kwenda tu shule kurudi nyumbani, shule nyumbani, shule. Sasa bila shule iliisha ndio nikaanza sasa kufikiria from here, because hata kwa familia yangu nobody had that conversation with me about what happens after form 4. Like ukishamaliza form 4, what happens? Like ilikuwa tu that gray zone that nobody talks about. Sasa mimi vile nikuja kumaliza form 4 nika realize manzi lakini hapa hizi kwa dead end hivi. Like siwezi sumbuana high school gideri yote 4 years alafu inakuja it leads to nowhere. So that's the context for Kenya. Do what you can where you are, and unajua Mungu si atumani mtu wangu. Like your thing will come. Now you better make sure it finds you ready. For in terms of access to financing, especially immigrants, being a person that works in finance and specializing in personal finance, what I can say is understand credit. This is a very credit intense society. Tuko na hii mentality, and it's I think it's a culture that we believe a lot in savings. Ati ndio uweze kufanya kitu lazima uchange hiyo pesa kwanza ijae, alafu do what you wanted to do with that money. People, if everybody was doing that, this system would not be in place, because the richest people are also the most borrowers. So this country is built on debt. So to be able to grow and grow financially, you have to understand debt and how to manage it, when to borrow and how to borrow, and how to make sure your profile
in a good standing.
Exactly, you are in a good standing to be able to borrow, because banks are willing to give you money. It's just that sometimes the hands are tied because of your character, the things umefanya.
Yeah, actually the whole thing sasa ina build on trust.
Exactly.
Sasa banks ziko trust wewe.
Sasa nikikuja kuona au kulipa faida miezi 2, mbona nikuja nikupe pesa yangu?
Alafu baadaye acha nikuulize swali lingine. Kwa credit check. Mbona mse mwingine akiona my credit, like nimeenda kuchukua simu. Nimewapea my credit
information
score.
So they go and check it.
Mbona wakiona my credit score itapunguka?
Because actually we can have a whole finance session another day.
We can tuambie kama wanataka ukuje tena. Alafu na kama uko na swali uliza hapo chini, alafu Bior atakuja atuambie.
But to answer that question is there's the idea of people that are called credit seekers. Credit seekers ni wale wase they don't have, kazi yao ni ku rob Peter to pay Paul. So mimi siwezi kulipa, wacha ni borrow from Anto nikuja nikupe. Alafu wakati Anto anandai na borrow from James na kuja kulipa Anto. So that's how we use, that's the system we use to track credit seekers.
Okay.
So ukiona mse amekam kuboro sana from this guy tuna, but what's going on with this guy? Within 6 months wase sita may inquire about his credit. So why is he doing that?
Okay. So lakini sasa mnani punish.
Si ndio? Because it means you are financially responsible. It's a red flag. Because if to be able to pay this guy you must borrow from this guy, it means you have nothing on your own. When a pyramid scheme. So by the time you go down, una go down na date ya wase sita.
Ongea sauti kidogo ndio global wasikusikie.
Yeah. So it's the system that is there to track people from behaviors like that.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So
great lesson.
Yeah.
I was today years old.
But when you go check it for yourself, it does not affect your score. You can check your own credit history as often as you want on the application.
Oh yes.
On the credit bureau, but it will not affect you.
Yeah. Alafu kama mimi natumia pesa zangu vizuri, nalipa credit. Mbona credit score yangu isienda above 1k?
It's a statistic. No, it can't go. It's 300 to 900, right? I pita 900.
Yeah.
But it's a game of statistics, right? So it's a component of so many things, but it comes down to the activity. That's what we tell people. Mse mwenye mko na the same credit card, for example, unalipa your credit card, unaitumia your credit card once a month, na unailipa once a month. That means you have 2 transactions on that credit card. Uko na mse asubuhi amenunua Tim Hortons, amenunua gas, amenunua, so in 1 month akona 30 transactions, na in that 1 month analipa every week. So he has activity going on.
Okay.
So there's more statistics being built.
So hata nikuulize sasa.
Yeah.
To build up on that. So tuseme nimeenda nikanunua TV.
Yeah. Put that on your credit card.
$2k tuseme. Alafu nikuje nilipe tu mara moja cause nasema credit.
Yeah.
Hata nilipe nimalizane nayo cause wase wengi wako hivyo credit nataka tu malize.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Yeah.
Na kuna mwenye nitafikiria niseme hata niweke payment za 200 per week.
No.
So sasa nikilipa zote mara moja, I don't have this debit in my card. Niko na hii 200 maybe nalipa kidogo.
Then don't do it. It means you can't afford it. It means you can't afford it.
But what is the whole
credit card? No. There is when we say credit, it's like an umbrella term. But there is good credit and bad credit. Credit card is in the category of bad credit. There's a whole array of credit products that are user friendly and consumer friendly. Credit card is the worst. So you have to rank them from best credit to the credit card is the worst. Now imagine credit card is
the best top 3.
Top 3 credit, there is
automotive.
No. In terms of personal loans, just your regular fixed rate personal loan, and this what we call the line of credit. Line of credit operates like magic because you are not even obligated to pay what you borrow so long as you can afford the interest. And the interest is 3 times cheaper than the interest on the credit card.
How does the line of credit work? How is it different?
I said this would have been a whole finance episode. No, it's like an account that has money that you have access to.
Niko nayo nikilogin kwa bank yangu.
No, you have to apply for it and be approved by the bank.
So hizi lines of credit ni kama zipi hizi?
It's a credit product. So a line of credit would be the bank. If a bank gives you a line of credit, they tell you, they give you an amount. So it's going to be like a bank account with that money in there. So ukilogin unacheki line of credit 30,000. It means kuna $30,000 in this account. If you want it, you can take it. But you're gonna have to pay an interest rate
3
on it. That's almost 3 times cheaper than what you pay on a credit card. So that's what we tell people. Credit management, first thing we tell people, if you are a person that have heavy spending on your credit card, get a line of credit. You know why? Let's say umenunua TV na 2k, but hauna kwa debit account yako hiyo 2k, but I will ulipe 20% because that's the credit card rate. Why don't you put that on a line of credit and pay 7%?
Oh, I see. So
and money saved is money earned.
So acha nikuulize hii line of credit.
Yeah.
Naweza tumia hizi do kulipa deposit ya mortgage.
Yeah, you can, but we don't encourage it. Why? Because there's another product that is built specifically for deposit or mortgage. So the way we said you cannot rob Peter to pay Paul. That's a bad financial system because utakuwa pyramid scheme. You can't borrow to go borrow. I mean, you can do it technically, but it's not. Ni shimo unachima.
Yeah, so kama okay, hii venye nimeleta hapa na kupeleka everywhere. Na sasa story ya mortgage sasa imekuja. Umesema mko na products za nini?
Yeah, there's a whole range of credit products associated with mortgages. So it starts with a mortgage.
So wanaweza kusaidia, like bank inaweza kusaidia ku raise hiyo 5% because kuna msee anadai ku own nyumba, anataka ajue hii 5% sina, bank ina come through aje ndio ni make this 5% because I have good credit.
It's not the bank that comes through, it's the insurance agencies. There is one that is owned by the government and 2 more that are private. So what happens is, if you can't raise the minimum required for a conventional mortgage, you have to apply through these other entities that will give you default insurance. Default insurance is, since you cannot pay the minimum required, it means your risk of defaulting could be high because hauna stable income. So these guys they underwrite your mortgage for you, and you must have that kind of insurance, such that if you default, the bank is protected. So there are those systems like that. Yeah. And mortgage is could be it's a big endeavor, so you have to really plan for it, because it's a 25-30 year commitment. So you have to be sure you really want to live there, right? And once you,
lakini si unawezesha hapo for inakwanga a certain number of years alafu move,
you have to sell it. Oh, if you can rent it, fine, but a lot of homesteads are not in a rent. Who unaishi 30 minutes from Montreal, you own a 3-bedroom house, nani atakuja kuirent akitafuta nini huko? So most people, they have to sell the houses when they're moving. You put it on the market, you sell it, and you go buy another one.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, I think wase wanadai kupiga biashara. Hiyo ni business idea hapa Bior anatupea chini ya maji. Unaenda unaanzisha, unauza, after umekaa hiyo minimum number of years unapata profit.
Not necessarily. Because it depends on the mortgage market. It's not guaranteed that your house will gain value.
Sasa hapo ni maombi. Napiga maombi.
It's not guaranteed because it's the market. So it could be, maybe at the time that you want to sell it, we are experiencing a situation we're experiencing now, that the mortgage rates are like skyrocketing high. It's, just to give you an idea, in 2019 mortgage rates were 1.9 on average, less than 2, and right now they are at almost 6%.
Wow. The same.
So people
for Quebec, is it lower for Quebec? Because getting a house in Quebec is a bit cheaper than in
because
other
they
provinces.
have these rental controls and housing controls. But yeah, that's the things that would impact your future, the value of your house, or also even putting into the market and having, because those are, we call those assets that are illiquid. Like your house is a very illiquid asset. It could take months to be able to liquidate it in the market. So
yeah, na mtu a layman atasema illiquid, atasema yo it's a solid, because human is solid, man. This is so solid.
You can't convert it to cash as quickly as you want it to be. So
man,
it's a challenge. So just wasi because, but once you have paid off your mortgage, that's the beginning of your wealth. So that is like the two sides of them. Because homeowners are easily the fastest wealth creators. Because your house becomes an asset once it's paid off. That's what people don't understand. People think once you get a mortgage, now your house is an asset.
Lakini sasa unajua mtu anaogopa, nimeget mortgage at 45. Nilipe kitu 25 years.
Si mtoto wako anabaki nayo. So that's how you build institutional, like generational wealth.
Nienda hapo ile savings kidogo nimebakisha kwa hiyo resp na nini nalipa gift tax. Nimesota tena manze.
But there are ways to do tax planning. That's why you need, when you are at that level, you engage accountants and financial advisors. They will help you how to navigate these loopholes, because there are loopholes.
Nice. We nimelana hapo, but Of course tuta have chat na Bior tukitoka kwa set.
Ikawa si wanataka we can have a whole session on finances.
Yes.
Financial advice. Yes.
So if you have any question yenye ungependa ikuwe addressed, comment hapo chini or tuambie kwa social media Jamba Hydrated. Yeah, manze.
If you have questions about credit card, because credit cards is the credit product that most people have access to, and it's the worst credit product in the market. So you could understand how it could easily put you in a bad shape.
Yes.
Easily. So
yes.
Find a Google search, educate yourself on finances, and Google about a line of credit, because it's a product that's easily available. Banks are willing to give it out to you. You just have to be employed.
Yes.
If you're employed.
What about students when you come out of grad school?
If you are a Canadian student or a permanent resident, yes, you can access that. But if you are an international student,
I guess.
And by the way, if you are a student doing like advanced degrees like MBA, medicine, the banks love you. Yeah, law, the banks love you, and you'll be able to access good credit.
Wanajua hivi karibuni huyu daktari atakuwa anapata 200k per year.
Exactly. So leverage your future now. Because they will watakupokea with open arms when you say I'm a student of medicine.
Okay.
Or I'm a neurosurgeon.
Sasa si ndio hiyo sasa hii after this conversation. Pia wase waniambia hapo kwa comments wanataka mimi sasa nijichoche niende nikuwe daktari, because I almost became a doctor UN. Mabeshte zangu washakuwa madaktari, so tuambie hapo hivi. Nataka kuchochwa. Nikichochwa nyingi naenda, kama mnichochi nitaendelea na chenye nafanya.
Bado unataka kukagua the brains.
Bana. So before tumalize, lazima nikuulize about spoken word. Because umepiga spoken word in platforms kubwa. Manze. So how did the love come up? Ilikuja aje ukapenda yani kuandika?
It's storytelling, right? So if you listen to some of my spoken word that's in the public, it's a story. So nikitu hata it doesn't take me days to write. Most of the spoken words I performed was written within 2 days before it was presented.
So hii time yote umekuwa invited, for example, Walrus. Nini?
I wrote that piece in most of it in 1 day, and then just to kuirembesha.
So unakaa na hiyo pressure for the whole 2 months ukingoja?
It's not really. Once I have the theme, it becomes that's the thing. And I don't write it. Well, I have written poetry for as like I told you, when I was in Equity, when I used to be in the bus, I used to like journal. So like I like to put my thoughts on paper. But once I have a specific theme, it doesn't take me time to actually build a story around it.
I see.
So it inakam hivyo.
Okay.
So unaniambia tunaenda swimo, we need a spoken word about swimming.
Hapo unaanza down by the waters. You quench your thirst. The thirst for love. Alafu unaendelea, kwani ni shock day. Manze, we leo si nimejifunza a lot. Nimelana a lot.
But I'm really passionate about that, educating folks around finances. Yeah, it's I take any chance to be on a platform to tell people about access, what basically our understanding of money and what money is really for. There's a disconnect.
Oh yes.
Money is not to be kept in the bank.
Yeah, true. Alafu hii lazima nikuulize, hii ndio ya mwisho. Kuna hizi emails napatanga, get 30k, be the luckiest student in Canada. From
don't click on that.
Si banks huwa zinatuma, hadi Scotia inanitumia, na RBC wanatuma, wanasema be a lucky student, pata
credit?
Si credit, wanapeana nini?
Oh, the scholarships.
Scholarships.
Yeah, most banks they have those student scholarship programs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They do that. It's part of the diversity and youth. It's their what's it called? What is it called? Gifting wing. Every bank has this social part of it, and some of that is like giving sponsorship to students. I thought you were talking about these guys that send you link that you can win. You can win 30 million.
Majama wa Mumbai.
Mimi nilikoniwa 6k ya simu Nairobi, nikaamua mimi siwezi deal na watu watu wako na umbaki ni mingi. I cannot deal with them.
Yeah manze, asante manze kwa kukuja manze and sharing your story. Yeah manze, for me imekuwa tu lots of learning and yeah manze, na wish all the best.
Nice.
Sasa wewe tufungie show hapa hivi, tuambie last words alafu waambie watu wasisahau kusubscribe.
Keep watching Jamba Hydrated, man. This is episode 1, Montreal stories. Stay tuned for the next stories from other Montreal folks. And tuangu, these are real life stories. Tuko hapa tu tuna bangais, tuna chat. If there's a particular topic ungependa tuguzie, weka hapo chini na tuambie ungependa kujua nini. Is it about school life in Canada, residency? Unataka wasee guzie nini
immigration?
Ama uko Canada tayari unataka kujua, unajaribu kufanya kitu fulani lakini haujajua bado inafaa kugo aje, tukutafutie expert in the field. Akuje atueleze imekuaje kwake. Unacheki?
Yes. So manze, like, share, subscribe and thanks for all the support.